And if you're looking for some Sunday night drama, The Responder is back for a second series this evening. This season, we rejoin troubled police officer Chris Carson, played by Martin Freeman, 6 months on.
Yeah, the show was written by Tony Schumacher. It's set in Liverpool, of course, and that's where I met him to talk about how his own experiences have inspired the character.
I'm really hoping this is all just some mix-up, because if it's not, you're dead.
It's crazy, you know, this journey of being home for like 4 years, it's been absolutely nuts. But it's such an adventure. You just got to sit back and just enjoy it, you know.
Tony Schumacher is living his best life. Aged 56, newish father, with a lifetime of experiences to draw on again for The Responder's second series.
It's about male mental health, it's about love, it's about family, it's about being a dad. Things that on the surface sound a bit bleak and a bit heavy and a bit... But then in real life, I'm trying to make them funny and I'm trying to make them light.
Right, 5 minutes.
The first series brought Tony widespread acclaim. Having struggled with his own mental health, he did a number of jobs after his own police career ended in homelessness and burnout.
I drive that for a living. I knew better to have a moan to about politics than a taxi driver.
We featured him as a guide to the local elections in 2011. Tony was driving a taxi and writing a column for Liverpool Confidential, which he'd blagged after the editor sat in his cab. It was his big break. Now the pressure is on to deliver again.
You know, you talk about the pressure of writing the second series. I think, well, I used to have to work 80 hours a week driving a cab trying to pay me rent. I'm lucky to be here, you know. I've stood here. I mean, I've literally stood over there thinking about jumping in. You know, totally 100%. You know, I'm so glad that I didn't. And what I'd say to people is that I'm living proof that if you don't, you know, it's an honour, you know, to be here and stuff, and I don't take it lightly. But at the same time, I'm incredibly lucky, just incredibly lucky.
Those mental health struggles are shared by The Responder's central character, Chris, played by Martin Freeman, a Hampshire-born actor, although you wouldn't know it.
I've been taking money off Carl for information, and now I'm on the hook with a major dealer, and I don't know what to do.
He listened to me and he felt that my writing and my words inside Chris would be better if they were in my accents. So we really put a lot of effort into it, a massive amount of effort. So much so that we finished filming about 2 months ago. And he rang me on Friday last week, I think it was Thursday or Friday last week, and said, you know, if you say Frank, is the K hard or is the K soft? And he was still talking about it, still trying out different Ks in his words. There's no point, mate, you're not getting paid anymore. But that's how much he cared about that accent.
Your mother and you left.
Chris's father, a new character in this series, is played by Bernard Hill. Manchester-born, he was Captain Smith in the Titanic and starred as Theoden in Lord of the Rings.
Gives a job.
But for many,
Go on, gives it.
this is the role for which Bernard Hill will always be remembered.
I could do that.
Yossa Hughes in Alan Bleasdale's Boys from the Black
Go on,
Stuff.
gives a job.
Out of all the great things that's happened in my career recently, bringing Bernard Hill back to Liverpool to be in a show was just... And he loves this city so much. And when we got in touch, he was like, I'd love to come back to Liverpool.
Gives a job.
A celebrated star from an iconic Liverpool show. Clever casting, which could bring more accolades for The Responder and its writer.
That was a lovely voiceover, whoever was reporting on that.
He's got potential. Season 2 of The Responder begins tonight, BBC One, 9 o'clock. You can watch it on iPlayer. And Tony will be here on Wednesday along with Adeleo Adedeo, who is also in the programme.